6:41. Welcome back to Breakfast Television. Dave Will wearing a couple of hats this week as we go through the Calgary Stampede. Yesterday, day 4, Chucks and Rodeo, and let's take a look at some highlights.
It's going fast, isn't it? I don't know if it's the weather or what, but yeah, we're at the midway point of the tournament go-round. So Pool A is done. We've got our 4 qualifiers from each event. We start with a whole new slew of athletes arriving in town as we speak, most likely, and we start off with tie down, as we have since the beginning this year. Here's Tough Cooper of Decatur, Texas, roping his calf in 7.6 seconds, the quickest time of the day on day 4. Vaults him into the overall lead. The 2 guys that we watched for right off the hop, Trevor Brazil, Fred Whitfield, 2 of the best in the sport, also qualifying for the semifinals. Everybody comes back for a wild card shot on Saturday. These are the big boys of the rodeo on your screen right now. Steer wrestler Dakota Eldridge of Elko, Nevada. Top time, stops the clock. Our first sub-4 time, 3.9 seconds, just 1 tick better than Luke Branquino. Eldridge into 3rd spot overall in a place in the semis, along with Branquino. Tyler Pearson, top spot. Bray Arms, Ponder, Texas, and Billy Bugnick of Ferndale, California, tied for 4th. So there will be some sort of tiebreaker to work that out and figure out who the top 4 qualifiers are, and everybody else will have to come back Saturday for wildcard.
Okay, moving on to Bareback.
Bareback, there's Will Lowe. They love him here in Calgary, and he likes to come here. He's from Canyon, Texas. Wes Stevenson of Lubbock, Texas, also with the same score. Top spot of the day, 87.5. Lowe was on Night Rocket. Stevenson was on Up Your Alley. Lowe finishes 2nd in the overall. Stevenson's 3rd. Jake Vold of Ponoka led the Pool A with 14.5 in winnings, and some big money there. And he'll be back on Sunday morning for the semis. Here's Isaac Diaz of Desdemona, Texas, scoring the best on the day in the Saddle Bronc with an 86.5 on Tokyo Bubbles. Diaz topped the overall standings, followed by Heath DeMoss, Brad Harder, Jacob Crawley. Ryland Geiger of Dutchess, Alberta was just outside the qualifying 4, scoring an 81.5 on Next to You, so it's wildcard time for him. Here's Kissimmee, Florida's Kaylee Bass. They barrel race in Kissimmee. We've always got a cowgirl or 2 from Kissimmee, and she was the quickest on the day, 17:58. Huge comeback from a disastrous 2nd performance to finish 2nd in the overall and qualify for the semis. Brittany Posey of Texas tops the Pool A standings. Brittany Diaz, Mary Walker, another lady that we were watching closely in the Pool A action. She's suffered some serious injuries and made a successful comeback, and she qualifies in the 4th hole. In the bull riding, these guys get the day off today to watch some soccer. That's Marco Aguchi of Poa San Paula, Brazil. 87.5 points on Pitch Perfect to top the day. Puts him in top spot in the overall. Scott Schiffner of Strathmore sneaks into the semis in 4th, despite being bucked off yesterday, but he had a strong enough go in the first 3 rides. And Tyler Smith, Chase Outlaw, a rookie stampeder, also qualifying for the semis.
So who are we watching for today?
Well, I think we have to watch the ladies barrel racers. Sherry Survey, 4 times a world champion, a former Calgary Stampede champion. And Jean Winters, she was at her first Calgary Stampede last year, and what did she do? She won the $100,000. She's the reigning champion. There are other racers in that Pool B for the barrel racing that are really spectacular, and the crowd loves it, so we'll be watching them today.
And we can't forget about the Chucks, can we?
We certainly cannot forget about the Chucks. We saw 2 track records, and Jason Glass got that the night before last, on night number 3. He holds the track record, and it didn't fall on night number 4. In fact, our quickest on the night was right here. Where do we have it? Sorry, excuse me. Kurt Bensmiller was the quickest on the night. There it is, fastest, crossing the line, 1 minute 11:93, and heat 9 was the fastest overall heat. Glass was 6th overall in the night, while Jerry Bremner finished 8th. Bensmiller moves up to 2nd in the aggregate. Glass continues to lead. He's the reigning champion, of course, and Bensmiller just won the Ponoka Stampede last week, so he's on a real roll. And there are your aggregate top 4: Jason Glass, Kurt Bensmiller, Kirk Sutherland, and Rick Fraser. We're of course looking for the top 8 there.
I was in Jason Glass's Chuck on the parade route for about a half a kilometer, and it scared the bejesus out of me.
Half a kilometer of hell, was it?
It was very slow, but it was scary. Don't forget, Sportsnet 1 is the only place to watch Rodeo live, and